recently bought new homes in two local neighborhoods. Now more than a dozen people are left cleaning up a credit mess after someone stole their identities. Good evening, I'm Chris Flanagan.
And I'm Lee Jordan. A 5 on your side consumer investigation found that those identities were used to tally up thousands of dollars in purchases in a nationwide shopping spree. Consumer advocate Jen Strathman has been digging into this case and is live in one of those neighborhoods tonight. Jen?
Good evening. We are in Copley, where consumers began filing these police reports in November, and they're still trickling in as consumers begin to realize they are victims of identity theft. Police are now working with the Secret Service to try to piece together how this happened.
J. Crew for $3,800, Office Depot for $980.
The bills are piling up. $14,000 in fraudulent charges. Police say a thief used Matthew Stein's credit to go on a spending spree in New York, opening 7 credit cards in Matthew's name.
It's a little scary.
Matthew is one of 16 victims. We found that thieves used identities of Northeast Ohio residents in states across the country, from New York to California, spending more than $100,000 at more than 13 stores, including Kohl's, Best Buy, and Macy's.
Something within Macy's tripped the alarms on their side, and they stopped them, and that's what caused them to then call me.
Berea and Copley police are investigating, and both agencies say all the victims lived in Ryan Homes Developments. The company has not returned my repeated calls for comment.
Best we could determine, they all had the same builder, and so we've sort of started to focus on that as part of our investigation.
Police say the thieves have a lot of information, including social security numbers and the victims' driver's licenses.
I got a call from a detective just outside of New York City saying that they caught somebody with my ID.
Stephen Digsby was arrested in New York on 5 counts of criminal possession, including ID theft.
The picture was definitely different. The height and weight was the same. Address was the same. The driver's license number, for whatever reason, was 1 digit off.
Police say this man may not be the one who stole the identities. He is only accused of using one victim's identity.
If an individual steals the identification, they could perhaps sell it off to other people. So that is the tough part about trying to solve these types of cases.
It's hard to solve, and it's also really hard to clean up your credit. But I spoke with 2 victims who say they have identity theft insurance, and it's been extremely helpful trying to clear their name.
What do the experts say about identity theft insurance? Is that something we should all have?
You know, it's a really big question in the consumer world. So many consumer agencies right now are still saying you need to be very careful, and you really need to read the fine print with these agencies because they're not all created equal. I often suggest to people that they first check with their employer, and second, check with your bank. Often, if you are interested in identity theft insurance, you can get it at a much reduced rate from these agencies. And I have a lot of tips on newsnet5.com so that you can check your credit for free. And if you have a credit question or a consumer tip that you want me to investigate, email me, investigators@newsnet5.com. Live in Copley, Jen Strathman, News Channel 5.
Okay, Jen, thank you. Identity theft can be crippling and can happen to anyone. So News Channel 5 is on your side to help keep you protected. We're holding a phone bank tomorrow from 5 until 6:30.